Carry on. I've been in the background for way too long. I've been in the background for way too long. Now it seems like it can't go wrong. And I'm trying just to bang, a bang, a bang, a bang. Bang, a bang, a bang, a bang. Bang, a bang, a bang, a bang. Bang, a bang, a bang, a bang.
Welcome everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Utomisani Tenza and I welcome you back to Body of Work. So today we'll be previewing 20 albums that came out earlier this year, that came out before the channel was created, so I wouldn't have had a chance to review them. It's EPs, albums, mixtapes that came out this year. So I'm gonna go through the projects in no particular order. It's just random 20. So the first album is Buhlebendalo with uXhosi. Buhlebendalo is used to be a singer for The Soil. I'm not sure if the group disbanded or not, but she used to sing there. She came out with her album this year, which I didn't particularly enjoy. The direction of the album is, I think she picks up her spirituality or her spiritual journey and her musical side of things and tries to make this album, which for me comes out as, you know, music that I don't enjoy. The album is really not cohesive, or there's really nothing new that she does. I think there's a whole lot of African influences in the album, but it really fails to be anything impactful. Then we have Clean Air from Pet from the Slums. I think it's his first EP. I've heard a couple of songs from him, 336 Hours, and also My Line, and a couple of other features that he has featured on in other people's projects. It's one of the best I would say projects that I've listened to this year. The production is very sublime, it's very good, it's smooth, and he also, I think, is a very versatile artist per se, and he just delivers a very well-rounded off EP with 5 tracks, and I think my favorites are Monarch and Find a Way. Then we have Joburg-based rapper Deepo Pai with an EP or mixtape called Iskatsama Popai. What I like about it so much is that the production value is so good, and the guys come through. I think it mixes up a bit of, you know, Zulu raps and English raps in the EP or mixtape, and I think he collaborates with some guys that I'm familiar with, like Theaps and also B1 on the project. Then we have Espacio Dio with Son of Uri. It's, I would say, an album that's leaning more to the alternative side of things. I can't really bring myself to box or say what type of music Espacio does, but it's something that's very good on my ear. I think even on this particular project, the song Naledi is featuring Umuzi and Utando is probably one of the best collaborations I've heard in SA this year. So it's a very good album, very good production, and yeah, Espacio really outdid himself. Then we have Flame and Dimondes with Red Light District. The duo came out with a very good hip-hop tape, and with Flame, I think he oversaw most of the production. I think if you enjoy people like Aries and Mesh Beats, since Flame was once affiliated with them, I think it has that kind of vibe. But these guys came out with a very good hip-hop tape that is worth a listen. Then we have Azana with Ingoma. Azana is a vocalist, mostly on house beats, as per the album that she released. When you really listen to it, you do find a lot of Sun El musician influences. I think she worked with him a lot. He's even featured on 2 tracks. But Azana is a very good vocalist that kind of like makes me think of Abantu Msaki, but not that you can't really compare the two. I really don't like comparing people, but Azana just comes with her own style and her own music on this, and it's like the Sun El musician type of production, some deep house production, and also a very few I would say R&B type or Afropop type of songs, which makes it a very well-rounded album. Then we have Obrinwana with Imvula Mlomo. He fuses a bit of Maskandi type of singing and also some hip hop or urban beats. That has been I think it's been a trend that has been, very popular probably in the last 2 or 3 years in the South African music industry. So if you enjoy that type of sound, people like Black Diamond or Mashaya Bolde or Otrio and Chopper. So if you enjoy that type of sound, I think the album Ka Openwana is one to listen to, and I think one of the most popular songs from the album is Umolo, which did rounds I think in the radio space and also locally. Then we have Ubongeze Wambandla with Imini. It's one of the best albums to come out of SA this year. He just takes his way of doing music, which infuses a lot of, I would say, African influences, alternative, and also he sings in isiXhosa, and it's just a very beautiful project that just talks about the journey of love, being in love, and also losing love at the same time. So it's quite a very brilliant project. Then we have Shenlai or Zenlai, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name to be honest. It's Surf AM, the deluxe edition. It's a very high production value tape. I like production on this project, and he comes through with there's a couple of bangers here, and one of my favorites is Wenzangani. So the direction of the project is very trappy, and also some very good cuts that are not, maybe I would say, on the trap side of things, just well-bodied hip-hop. So he comes through in this tape. Then we have OLZ or LZ. Excuse me if I'm butchering some of the people's names with Black Shop. LZ is a singer, rapper, producer. He produced 4 of Elaine's 7 tracks in her breakout EP. So LZ and Clarity, they both with him working on most of the songs, in the 4 songs. So he comes through with a tape of his that is more like, I would say, trap soul type of a project. And to be honest, I don't like his singing voice much. It took me some time to kind of like warm up to it. Not really fully convinced even at this stage, but the project on its own, it's worth a listen. Then we have Ipeleng with Unsolicited. She comes through also. I think between 2019 and 2020 there's been a lot of, I would say, rise in the R&B space and the quality that has been there. And then Ipeleng also brings forth her project that came out earlier this year, which is very good. It has some very good songs on it. I don't want to lie, on first and second listen I wasn't really convinced or caught by the project. I think it took me some time to get used to her voice. I think I have a thing, if I don't enjoy someone's voice, regardless of the production or every other element of the project, it just kind of like throws me off a bit. But it took me some time to get used to her voice, and she delivers a very good R&B tape. Then we have La Sauce with Sindisiwe, the ambitious entertainment vocalist, released an album this year. I listened to it like twice. Like literally nothing caught on for me. Nothing captured me about that. I didn't know about La Sauce before. It's very uninspiring on my side, and I think it just was one of those dead releases, because I don't even remember a song from this album making rounds on radio, social media, or just locally. So yeah, this is all La Sauce with Sindisiwe. Then we have Marcus Harvey with I Am Marcus Harvey. A very good alternative R&B tape. Well, I call all these albums tapes because sometimes I struggle to find Oba Umdu refers to their project as an album or EP or what, but I'll just call it a tape or an LP. So he releases this tape, which is very good. I like the songwriting and also the song structure and the production. He's also a producer, so he produced some of these songs, and it comes off very well. Also, his voice matches the kind of song structure that he has for himself, so it's quite a very good tape. And then we have Usanele with Umvelase. Sanele, former part of the former member of the Boys and Bucks, and yeah, he comes out. I think he released a tape last year. He releases another one very early this year, which has was very short, and it has well-bodied production. It was a very good listen on my side because I really enjoyed the 4 or 5 track EP that he released last year. So this year he came out with Umvelase, which is with his Zulu raps and the well-bodied production, and you can still see the Boys and Bucks influences in the type of way that he still does music. Then we have Simpiwe Dana with Bamako, jazz vocalist, well-renowned. She released another album this year, which she stayed true to her nature and the way of doing music, and it resulted in a very good jazzy album from her. And if you're someone that has enjoyed her previous work, I see no reason why you wouldn't enjoy Upamako, which is a very good album. And then we have Utando, or Utando Nje, with Frequency. One of, when it comes to R&B, yeah, she really outdid herself amongst that space. This year she released this album, which is very good, very smooth. I've been a fan since 2016 when she released New Age Soul. So she comes through in this particular album, and yeah, it's a great body of work. She sings well, the production is smooth, and it just makes a very perfect album. Then we have Umtunzi with Selima Tunzi, another Sun L affiliated artist. You hear it in the production of the songs that he does. He has a lot of influences. There's that Afropop influence. There's of course the Sun L musician type of production, and also you find very slight Maskandi influences, which combined together, he put out a very well-bodied, well-rounded album that I also enjoyed. Then we have A$AP Shambe with Amarekere. It's an alt rap tape. The production is very trappy at some points, and you do find a lot of alternative influences or production in the album. And also it's very, he does this is Zulu and that whole slight Maskandi vibe on the thing, and he just mixes it up. So he's similar, I would say, to someone like Usanele, but literally different artists. So that is A$AP Shambe. Then we have Hunter Rose with Love and Trust, Cape Town based vocalist that came out with an R&B tape, which is decent. I really didn't vibe with it earlier on, but even to this day, to be quite honest, but there are very good cuts, very few good cuts. But Nje as an album on its own or like holistically, I really didn't, connect with it much. But yeah, I think though it's really worth a listen if you are into, the sort of R&B that the South African vocalists are currently making right now. I think Handa Rose is worth a listen. Then lastly we have Rick Tyler with Small World. Rick Tyler is a rapper singer that released this project to Small World, which is more like an R&B trap soul vibe type of a project. I think it's his debut album. I don't enjoy also his singing much. I like the raps and the way he does his songs, but I think also his voice is not my favorite when it comes to the singing on the actual project. But overall, it's quite a decent, I would say, R&B trap soul tape with the South African take onto it, so it's another one that might be worth your while. So yeah, those were the 20 projects that I wanted to preview with you today that I didn't or probably won't have a chance to review. I know that there's not a whole lot more, but there are other ones that were released this year, but I just wanted to share the spotlight on these particular ones. They're really worth your listen based on what I described. Yeah, so just lend an ear or one or two or three of them. And yeah, that's all that I wanted us to talk about today. So please subscribe to the channel, like this video, also share it. And yeah, next time we see each other, I'll be reviewing an album for you guys. Thank you so much.